Welcome back, guys. It's Colin with the Sun Pirates TCG, and we are back with a new Gundam video. So we've been on a bit of a break. I just pretty much been waiting on GD03 to drop, and now it is out and also updated on Mobile Suit Arena, which huge shoutouts to the folks that are developing that client, since it's a really great tool to test these cards out and also be able to show it to you guys on this channel. But at any rate, for today we are showing off my updated blue-purple deck, very similar to what I've shown on the channel before. It's a fast aggressive aggro deck with a lot of ping, very similar to like the blue-red decks of set 1. And we have even more ping now with the addition of the Barbatos Adapt from the set, which I think this card is really incredible. But yeah, going into the list, very similar to before, we're playing 8 vanilla 2/2s. I kind of want to run more, but I think 8 is like the minimum I can stuff in. So we have 4 gyms and 4 Grace Customs. They can be whatever you want. The typing doesn't super matter here. Then, of course, we're an aggressive blue deck, right? So 4 gun tanks and 4 Anxas as our blue pinger package. And then at level 3, we have 4 copies of the Barbatos First Form from GD02. We have even more ways of enabling that draw ability now, especially with the Barbatos Adapt. It's a very nice curve, since on level 3 you get to play the First Form Barbatos, and then if your opponent doesn't deal with it, on the next turn you drop the Barbatos Adapt, deal 1 to your First Form Barbatos, deal 1 to whatever you want on your opponent's board, and then you get to swing with your Barbatos and draw a card, right? Really, really good. Also, it's an additional thing that links with your Mikazuki. And honestly, it's the best thing that links with your Mikazuki, since you repeat that effect twice with the deal 1 to each side of the board. So, in other words, making this link pair lets you deal 2 damage to anything out of nowhere. Doesn't matter about level, doesn't matter of like whether it's rested or active. You just deal 2 to something, or you can spread it like 1 and 1, so it's like a mini Kshatriya, right? So this card is really good. Like, I've never been unhappy to see this card. It's a little bit understated, admittedly. With Mikazuki, it's only a 4 power link unit, and I think that's like the only drawback to it, but there's just so much going on with this card. And then moving on, we have 4 copies of our typical Gundam RX-78-2, from the starter deck, still really, really strong. And then just 3 copies of the Gusian Rebake, just the same ability, deal 1 to each side of the board on play. And it's a blocker. It's the only blocker in the deck, but that's all we need, quite frankly. Still really well statted. And then for the other level 5 of choice, we're playing 3 copies of the new Gundam NT1. This card is really strong. I really, really love this card. So it's a level 5 forecast, 4/4, repair 2, just like the RX-78. And it links with Amuro, so, if it links with Amuro, it can't be all that bad, right? But, yeah, it's basically a bigger version of the RX-78, but that when paired ability to choose a rested enemy, deal a damage to it, and if it destroys that unit, you draw a card. Notice it only says when paired, not when linked. When paired with Amuro, you get to rest your target and then deal it the damage with the NT1 if you want, so there's some nice synergies there. However, I find the stronger synergy is actually with Mikazuki. Now, of course, it's not a link pair, you don't get to immediately attack with it, but using Mika to deal a damage first, and then resolving the NT1 to deal that additional damage. So anything with 2 or less health that's rested, you can use the Gundam NT1 with Mika, ping it away, and then draw a card, which is really strong. You can also do this in tandem with your other pingers, of course, like the Adapt, the Anxia, the Gun Tank, even like Gusian Rebake sometimes if you're in like a pretty late game situation. But yeah, this card is really excellent. Now, we're only playing 3 copies of it, granted, since we are an aggressive deck, and I just didn't want to get too clogged on this because, we only have so many pilots that need to be shared amongst the rest of our units, right? But then moving on to the rest of the non-units, of course, 4 copies of Amuro, just, really busted pilot, and like I said before, 4 copies of Mika's, core to the deck, and then 2 copies of Fatal Strike. Honestly, I'm sort of leaning to like playing even less copies or cutting this all together. It's still a great card, don't get me wrong, blowing up Rick Diaz's, Elfrith's, or just like other random units versus other aggro decks. It's still really solid, but The fact of the matter is that we just have so much ping now that we actually remove most of the things that we care to remove. But I think like a couple copies is still reasonable, right? And then for the other command, we're playing 2 copies of Short Resolve, mostly, you know, just to gas back up. It's still a really solid card. And then, last but not least, it's going to be 4 bases. The Corsica base, you know, just the best aggressive base in the format, and moreover in blue, right? It's our other level 3 play, aside from the Barbatos, so it's really great for curving out as well. Later in the game, you're making 2 bodies per Corsica base, right? So, yeah, it's just really, really good. But yeah, that's pretty much the list, guys. Before we get into the arena gameplay, remember to like, subscribe, and comment below on what deck we should be doing next. But at any rate, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so we're going first here, and I think we can do a little bit better. So, like, despite having the link pair for Barbados, I think I'm gonna mulligan this. I think we still want to see some level 2s. A double gun tank's not bad, especially if we're up against an aggro mirror, followed by the Fatal Strike. Okay, so we'll just pass for now. Okay, so it looks like we're up against Celestial Being, with the O Gundam being put down. In that case, I might just sandbag the double gun tank, so the moment they turn to sideways, I can just ping it down. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. The cool thing about this list is that you can play like a little bit of a longer game compared to another fast aggro deck like Green-Blue, One Year War, for example. Okay, so they're using the search command. Finds them another O Gundam, okay. Okay, and then do they attack here? They do not, okay. Pretty smart from our opponent, there's no need for them to really attack since they're not breaking the EX base in one shot. Alright, GM's pretty good, so we'll just go ahead and play it out. I think main concern now is that they're going on to level 4. If they pop the EX resources, they could play something like Lock-on Stratos plus Dynamis link pair to kill my GM for free. That would be the worst case scenario. Hopefully they don't have it. Otherwise our hand is a little bit awkward. But if they don't do that specifically, I think we actually have a pretty good follow-up with Fatal Strikes and gun tanks and all that. Okay. This is the Curios. Has -1 cost if you have a CB Link unit play. Okay, and it's otherwise a 3/4. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, opponent's being pretty patient here. Now that we drew the Arc 78, I could use that, which seems pretty reasonable. Alternatively, I can still be a little bit slow and just play Fatal Strike to just like make sure the Curios is dead. I think this is a better line anyway. It's a little bit more resource efficient. So we'll use Arc 78 Amuro to rest their Curios. Go ahead and swing into the Curios for 6. Let's see. Alright, so we get to take down the Curios for free. And then we'll... since the GM's 3 power now, thanks to our Arc 78, we get to just break the X base for free. Okay. And then we do repair 1, which is really nice. So next turn we can do something along the lines of like Fatal Strike plus double gun tank. Oh, looks like they bring out the Lock-on Stratos link pair. Okay. So opponent's doing that. So the guy does barely live that. Yeah, because it had 6 health. Wow, that's really strong. And they put another Lock-on Stratos, so they're probably gonna free kill my GM. If I had to guess. No, they're breaking my base. Okay. Okay, opponent has decided to the beatdown, but I think I have a pretty good response here though, right? Let's see. So I can triple ping with Guntank Mika. That would take down the Dynamis link pair, right? Because it's 3 out of 6 health remaining. And then I can Fatal Strike this O Gundam, since, yeah. And then I can just, like, trade the gym into their other O Gundam. I think I like that. Okay, so we'll go Guntank. And then we'll play Mika on the Guntank. And then we'll ping our own gym since it's gonna die anyway. We'll ping that guy. We'll trade the 2/2s here. And the order in which we do this doesn't matter since they're tapped out. Then Guntank finish off the Dynamis, and then we Fatal Strike this pair here. And now we have 2 bodies to an empty board, and we have Guzian as a follow-up, which is nice. So honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about where we are at the moment. Exio's not bad. So they effectively draw a card. Okay. But otherwise, yeah, it doesn't do much else at the moment. They do hit us down to 4 shields. Ooh, Corsica base. That's really good. We'll activate it, of course. Ooh, and the NT1. Nice. And we pull an Arc 78 Amuro. How do I want to go about this? Let's think this through. So I don't think either link pair... I don't think I want to trade either link pair into the XD at the moment. I could just like keep hitting their face since I'm technically ahead on board. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. They might be holding up 1 for what is that command? It's like, I think it's like called Armed Intervention or something. If they use it, then I can go ahead and try to deal damage. Oh, yeah, that's the exact card I was talking about. It draws 1 on burst. Okay. The opponent could still be holding it up though, but 3 damage onto. I'm still attacking shields anyway, because if the Armed Intervention, that's 3 damage onto the Exia, and that puts it in range for me to like ping it away with a couple of card effects. Oh, another Armed Intervention. Oh man, that's really strong. Our opponent just like drew 2 cards for no reason. Oh boy. I was not expecting that. I mean, like, I'm still ahead on board though, so I'm not too concerned, I suppose. I think I'll save my link pairs for later. We can just go something along the lines of Guzian. I guess I'll ping this Guntank, ping their Exia. And then we'll just play a gym. And then now, like, either I can go Amuro Arc 78 to, like, really push their life down, or I could do it with the NT1 also, if they have something in range of dying, so I can just ping it. This is a blocker, right? The Virtue? Yeah, okay. Well, you have a CB pilot in play. Ooh, another Virtue, okay. Okay, so played a few bodies out. Still not terribly worried. If they push Xe into one of our dudes, we can still, like I said before, we can still use like the NT1-2 to ping it away. Like I could just like block with Guzian, which seems like a bad trade, but then with the NT1 I can ping it away and then draw a card, which would be nice. Okay, so I guess they pulled off the thing with Setsuna to pump their whole board. They're going after a Guntank, the smaller Guntank, but these just came in so they can't swing this turn. So I think I will do what I said, so we will block with the Guzian. So now the Exia should have 1 HP left, because it's, yeah, 5 minus 4. Ooh, show result's pretty good. Probably not for this turn though. So we'll do what I originally said. We will play NT1, and we put Amuro onto it, and then we get to rest, I guess, one of their blockers. It doesn't super matter. Yeah, we'll rest one of the blockers, and then we'll ping away the Exia, and then that lets us draw a card since we killed it. And then now, I don't think these block anymore, right? Since they don't have a CB pilot. So we actually get to just go into face, so we'll just hit shields for 1. And yeah, I think we're in a really good spot here. Tieria, ooh, that's pretty good. Dang. So our opponent has drawn effectively 4 cards from their shields. They went double armed intervention into Tieria into Setsuna. That's so crazy. You know, like, awesome. I mean, I still haven't learned my lesson yet, so we'll just keep hitting. Next thing we know, they're gonna hit a base or something, right? Oh my goodness! And then hallelujah. Our opponent has drawn 5 cards from their shields. That's wild. I guess now the question is, should I respect a blocker or should I go at shields? I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get this guy out of the way, if possible. Since we know they have like a bunch of pilots in hand, these will become blockers on their next turn, more than likely. Because all it requires is for them to have a pilot. Yeah. Okay, and then end of turn we get to repair 2 with our guy. Okay, and we're still like nowhere close to dying. The Show of Resolve can hopefully draw us into a pilot to pair with our Gundam. Let's see. Okay, so they put on Alleluia. This will cause. So this is basically like Wu Fei, right? Yeah. So it just free kills anything with 3 or less HP, or AP, I should say. Okay, and then they link Tieria. If it's your opponent's turn and this is a CB unit, draw 1. Okay. Okay. Onto a blocker? Oh, that's pretty good. So it just draws a card effectively when it blocks, which is nice. Okay, thankfully they don't have the locked on Stratos to link with the Dynamis though. So our opponent is technically dead on board, unless they have armed intervention, which is definitely a thing. I think first things first, we'll go ahead and play Show Resolve. Oh, there we go. Ooh, and then Gundam Amuro, I think, yeah, that should do it. That should definitely do it. Yeah, we'll play Arc 78. Play Amuro. We'll rest our blocker. Alright, then we get to poke their last shield. And I think even through armed intervention, we win this fight. Okay, finally they hit a shield. That wasn't a burst. Yeah, and then they're dead on board. Alright, GG opponent. that was pretty funny. Alright, this time we're going second. While we have some good link pairs here, our hand's a little bit clunky to curve out with, so I think we got a mulligan. And yeah, we have some 2/2s, we have a Barbados Adept link pair. Actually, this hand's pretty solid, I would say. Okay, so opponent passes on turn 1. Let's see what we draw. Fatal Strike's pretty good for probably our 3rd turn. So we'll just pass like that. I'm not going to burn the X resource. Okay, so they're playing a white deck with Overflowing. Looks like red-white, okay. Since they pitched the that level 6 base, the new one for Zaft. Yeah, okay. So they're probably playing some sort of Providence deck, I guess, with Rao, if I had to guess. Ooh, it looks like a red-white Zaf deck. Just to look out. Okay, ooh, we get to play a couple more 2/2s. Yeah, I'm about it. We'll mark 2 damage on the EX base. I don't think there's a huge punish for turning our GM sideways. And then we get to play double vanilla. If our opponent plays a blocker, we get to blow it up with Fatal Strike. So, honestly, I think I like our chances here. Obviously, it's not over till it's over, but honestly, the Legals might be a pretty good response to us too if they have like good ways of pushing it up to 5 power. Oop, there we go. Okay. So, it's not a blocker, but I should probably still respect it, I think. So, I guess first things first, we'll just go ahead and attack them, see if they hit anything off a burst. That would make me think otherwise. Okay, we knocked a Providence out of shields, not bad. Hey, dual Gundam, okay, they're really all in for Zaft from the looks of it. They have dual Gundam, Providence, the base, the Legao, really the full package. In that case, like, next turn, if on level 4 they play something like Buster Gundam, that's like an easy way for them to pump the Legao up to 5, and then it like hits my guy and then does 2 to like another guy. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's just go ahead and Fatal Strike that. And then we will play the Adept. I'll go ahead and like just get the body on board. So I'm not sure if this is correct on Arena. Let me know in the comments. But so on deploy, choose one of your units and one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to them. I guess because my opponent did not have a unit, the ability does not trigger, so I don't actually have to ping my own guy. If I'm correct on that. I think that's how it works. Okay. They're playing this guy's a vanilla 2/3. Okay. Okay, that is a thing that doesn't readily die to one of our dudes. Admittedly, like, 5 health base is a little bit annoying. I don't want to just spend 3 swings on the Vesalius. I think we'll go ahead and use the link pair. So I'll go Adept. I'll ping, I guess, my Grays and their guy. And then we'll pilot up the new Adept. And then I'll ping... I don't know if, like... I don't know what kind of punish there is. I don't know if maybe they're playing, like, all range attack. So, I guess I'll ping the other Adept. And then their guy. Not sure what the opponent's scheming there. I just didn't want to leave like so many guys at 1 HP in case they have like a 1 damage to everybody type of thing. So, takes 2 swings to break the Vesalius, which is fine. And then if our opponent does nothing about this, we get to potentially put him to 0 shields, and that might just be the end of it. Athrun, okay. Okay, next we'll swing with the gym. Another Providence, okay. And then this is your last shield, buddy. And Aegis MA mode, okay. So yeah, I see no reason not to play our last guy, so we'll do that. And yeah, we passed the turn with with 6 bodies. Our opponent is at level 5 with no shields, so yeah, good luck. Yeah, alright. And once again, we're going first, and while we do have an Amuro Link pair and level 2, I think we can do better than this, because otherwise the hand's a little bit clunky with these other level 5s. So I think this might be a little bit greedy, but we'll mulligan this. It's okay. This hand's a little bit better against aggro, if we're up against it. Okay, so opponent did nothing on their first turn. So, I assume that means we're not up against an aggro deck, in which case I think I'll bring out a gun tank as a body. In 2 turns we can bring out Amuro plus RX-78, and I want to start attacking their face. So, okay, Zoard, yeah. Kinda figured. But honestly, we have multiple ways of killing the Zoard. We'll just play Jim, and that'll be it. Okay, do Overflowing. Pitching another Zoard. And then that is a Rick Diaz, okay. Ooh, Barbatos. Okay, so while it's tempting to go RX-78 plus Amuro, I think the higher equity play actually is to do Fatal Strike on the Rick Diaz and then play Barbatos like that. The reason why is that next turn we can go Gusian, ping our own Barbatos, ping their Zoard, and then I can also play Mika to finish off the Zoard, and then swing with Barbie and draw a card, and then we have RX-78 for like a later turn, which is nice. Alright, well, with that being said, change of plans with the Ale Strike. I think now is the time to just bring out the big guy. Yeah. So we'll rest the Ale Strike. I'm gonna go ahead and swing Jim into the EX space first. See if they want to trade to work. If not, then I get to break the EX space, which is nice. Okay, so we get that out of the way, and then we'll attempt. Yeah, we'll attempt the RX-78 into the Ale Strike, since it survives trading with either body. And then I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent had some sort of action command, like an unforeseen, or I don't know, like what's that card called? Naval Bombardment, right? Oh no, okay, they just let it go. Okay, that's really good for us. In that case, we'll just swing, since our gun tank is 2 powered thanks for arcs, we'll just swing with that. It trades with the Zoard. Otherwise we just get to deal the damage. And looks like they're letting it through. Okay, so we're up against green-white since they flipped the hero. And then I'm just gonna pass. I'm not gonna offer the trade with Barbatos and Zoard, since next turn, like I said before, we can go Gusian to ping it. Honestly, they might swing Zoard into our RX-78 since it only has 3 life left, which I think is fine. Like, we still got, like, the ARC-70 pretty much did its job. We got to kill an nail strike, which is, you know, which is a pretty big deal, and we got to deal a couple damage. So even though it's 2 for 2, we were up on tempo in that sense. Like, we saw 3 bodies to their empty board. Okay, and then they have Wing. And I know they have the hero since they just triggered it from shields. Ooh, okay. Ooh, you know, thinking about this, maybe I should have given this a little bit more thought. Maybe I should have swung with the Barbatos last turn, since if it traded with the Zord, at least it wouldn't have traded with our ARC-70. I guess regardless, the result's the same, but I guess the other way around would have left the Wing with a little bit more damage, right? Yeah. Yeah. So it was a mistake on my part. But we can definitely still recover from this. So this needs 4 more damage to die. Let's see. This is 2. It's 3. So not quite enough. So we'll just attack like this. Another hero, okay. And then I think I'm still just attacking. Just keep attacking face. I'm the beatdown here, right? Like, next turn they're level 7, so can't quite Wing Zero me just yet. We can play Guzian. I guess I'll ping the thing that doesn't matter. I'll ping this guy and this guy, and then we'll play. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and bring out the Aksha as another threat. Ping that. Okay, so second wing, and we know about the second hero, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not like the end of the world. So yeah, definitely not blocking this. They're going after our Angsha. We'll skip blocking. Gonna take a little bit of damage here. Ooh, would have been nice to see the Barbatos again with the Mikazuki, but that's okay. The Desert Base, that's fine. We still get to one-shot it with our NT1 next turn. And then no matter what, this Wing Gundam is not surviving through the next turn cycle. Yeah, I figured they would go after the gun tank. So again, we just skip blocking, since we can finish it off with the NT1 anyway. Ooh, show for Solve. Would have been nice to see that one too, but it is what it is. Okay. Show Resolve. That's pretty darn good. But not right now. So we'll do the thing I talked about. We'll play NT1, and then I do want the rush, so we'll play Amuro. This will trigger NT1, finish off this wing. We draw a card since we killed it, and then we get to one-shot the Desert Base. Well, hopefully. Our opponent's thinking on action step. Do they have an unforeseen incident, maybe? That's what it sounds like. Yeah, okay. Kind of figured from the way they've been pausing the past few turns. Honestly, that's still pretty good for us, though, because it keeps them off from playing Wing Zero next turn. Which, I guess we didn't really have anything that dies to Wing Zero anyway, but... yeah, I guess it didn't super matter. But again, we'll just finish it off since we have a 3-powered Gusian. And then no reason not to keep hitting face here, so we'll just do that. Like, our opponent's still on the back foot. Then we can follow up with Show of Resolve next turn. Hopefully we can find one of our Barbatoses to link with Mika to push for lethal, hopefully. So I'll pass like that. Ideally, in our perfect world, our opponent doesn't deal with our whole board, and then we Show of Resolve, draw into a Barbatos, and finish the game that way, right? Okay, so they go after a Gusian. The wing will survive with 1 HP left, which it will die to our Mikazuki, which is nice for us. Okay, then they have an Ale Strike. Ale Strike Kira, okay. Okay, that's pretty annoying. So they get to swing at our NT1 and survive with 1 HP. Alright. So that's pretty good follow-up from our opponent. And a Zord, okay. Alright, but again, these things are still in range of dying, so we just need to find some pingers. Ooh, NT1's pretty good. NT1 is really good. NT1 plus Mika kills both bodies. And I get to play Show of Resolve. Actually, I don't think I need to play Show of Resolve, though. I think I play Corsica instead. Yeah, I guess... How would I want to do this? So it cost me 5 to do this. I think I'll play NT1 first. It's too sweet to, like, pass up playing... Yeah. I guess I'll see what I draw first. Alright, Corsica, sure. Yeah, so the play is the same. We go NT1... plus Mikazuki. Ooh, this is so gross. Okay, so just to double check, both are 1 HP left. We go Mika, ping, and then NT1, ping this, draw a card. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so good. And then in a turn repair, yeah, and then now it's active. It doesn't die to a wing 0. If they wing 0, they blow up their own Zord anyway. So, yeah, that's so good. Okay, so they overflowing, pitching their 3rd wing Gundam, and okay, now they're playing blockers galore. Okay. We're still in a pretty solid spot though. Ooh, Gusian's not bad. I think first things first, we'll start off with Show of Resolve. Draw a couple cards. Ooh, we have the full trifecta of Corsicas. I guess we can... Let's see, I have 4 plus 1. I guess we can swing with the NT1 first. Yeah. No, I guess I'll swing with the Tallgeese first, see what they trade with. It's probably the Zord that they sacrifice here. Yeah, that's fine. Then we go... We'll turn the NT1 sideways. It survives trading with either blocker, which is fine for us. This block tells me that they probably have wing 0 as a follow-up. That's my guess. Because they are able to cast it next turn. This is going to look a little bit weird, but I think we can go Gusian, ping itself, ping the Elfrith, complete selection, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play out the gym. I just want to make sure that like they're really encouraged to play the wing 0, because I think that's actually our best. I think that's actually our best line for us, is for them to play the wing 0. And setting up in this way means that wing 0 blows up their own Elfrith. So Yeah, and the fact that they're turning this sideways, yeah. Yeah, we definitely skip blocking that. We're not falling for it. The Guzian should survive at 1 HP. Yeah, this is screaming to me that they have the wing 0. Yep. Okay, and then armor off the top to end the game. Let's see. Ooh, not quite. Okay, that's fine. We'll still attack with the Guzian. Let's see, and it's their fourth wing Gundam. Okay. I don't see any way I die if I play another Corsica. We'll go ahead and play Corsica. I just want to draw another card. Okay. So we can go RX-78 plus adapt, and adapt ping our own Barbie, ping this guy, complete selection, and then I don't think I want to play into the second wing 0, so we'll just end turn, and then this will heal back to full HP. And then these are both 4 health, so if they play a second wing 0, these guys survive and can go for lethal. So they need like a base or a blocker to... Actually, oh no, one blocker is not enough. They need a base to survive. Okay, they go ahead and break our Corsica base. No surprises there. Nope, it's a Hero Yui. Okay, they can take our last life. Oh, and they can see they don't have the base. Oh, GG opponent. Damn, that was a good game. Alright, we definitely did not play that perfectly. Definitely from the first few turns, like I said, that play with the Zord and our Barbatos first form, so definitely some improvement there, but it's pretty sweet how we got to pretty much play through all that. Alright, and moving into the wrap-up, honestly this deck, like I said in the beginning, is really sweet. I would not be surprised if something similar to this would be seeing play in tournaments. Not to say, of course, that this is the definitive version of the list. I'm sure there are some things that we can improve upon. But yeah, I think the core strategy of this is pretty strong, just as it was before in the previous format. And yeah, but at any rate, as another reminder, remember to comment down below what deck we should be trying next, or what other suggestions you would have for this archetype in particular. But at any rate, thank you so much for watching, as always, and we will see you in the next one.